These are the latest Sony flagship earbuds, the WF-1000XM4s. Now, one thing I love about Sony when it comes to earbuds and headphones, regardless of what I end up thinking about them, is I know that Sony's intention is for them to compete against the best of the best. And I'll tell you right now, these earbuds are pretty good. But are they the absolute best though? Well, let's not waste any time. Let's see. First, for them to be the absolute best, then they have to sound the absolute best. So when it comes to sound quality, the XM4s sound very, very good. In fact, for earbuds, they sound great. Sony says they're using a bunch of great hardware for the audio, and specifically the bass as well, which of course I love to hear. And it's true, because I love to listen to music with the XM4s. They sound crisp and clear in the mids and the highs, and it has pretty good bass as well. You can also go into the Sony app, to the EQ settings, and adjust the sound to just how you like. Now, there's only so much you can do here though. Yes, you can reduce things, but as far as increasing them past the middle point, well, there's only so much you can do, like I said. And XM4s can only get so loud, so anything past the midpoint isn't really gonna do anything. Well, that's if you're listening to music or anything else that's already pretty loud. If you wanna watch something like the Super Bowl halftime show, you know, sometimes these videos on YouTube aren't quite as loud. If you're watching this and you try to go increase things with EQ settings, then you actually will get things to sound louder. But if you go to listen to regular sounding music again with those exact same settings, then it'd be like you've done nothing, basically nothing, because there'll basically be no difference between how they sounded before and how they sound now that you've messed with the settings. Still though, long story short, when it comes to sound quality, the XM4s are just about the best earbuds I've heard when it comes to sound quality, basically, right? Well, maybe not the best, but if they're not the best, then they're the second best by a tiny margin. They sound very, very good. Now, just how good are they though when the music is paused? And we're talking about not how good they sound, but how much noise they cancel. Well, when it comes to noise canceling, long story short, the XM4s are extremely good. They cancel a great deal of noise, and I can guarantee that if you get the XM4 earbuds and you're expecting the best noise canceling experience you can get, then you won't be disappointed at all. Like I said, they're very, very good when it comes to noise canceling. Now, with this being said, they're not quite as good as some flagship headphones like the AirPods Max though, because the AirPods Max takes things to a whole new level. It's actually the best noise canceling device out there right now, and it's a good amount better than the XM4 earbuds. But with the WF-XM4s, this is about the most noise I've had canceled with earbuds, and long story short, they're just about the best earbuds out when it comes to noise canceling. Same thing goes for the ambient sound, aka transparency category as well actually. Sony earbuds and even headphones aren't normally known for being so good here. The WF-XM3s, aka the XM4's predecessors for example, weren't so good when it came to transparency. They wouldn't get quite as loud as your actual ears, and the sound you get from these is pretty electronic. Like you can tell it's using a microphone to play the sound from your surroundings into your ears. With the XM4s, it isn't like this at all. Things are just as loud with the earbuds on as they are with the earbuds off and with your actual ears. They basically have perfect transparency. Not just when it comes to loudness, but when it comes to fidelity and naturalness as well. If you'd like, you can also go into the Sony Headphones app and pick the exact level of transparency you want. I just leave mine on the highest, most transparent level. And with that, and all in all, transparency is perfect with the XM4s. It's not microphony at all like before, and it's alongside the best of the best out there in this area. Now, if you're wondering how the microphones themselves sound though, then here you go. You can hear them for yourself right now, okay? As usual, you and your ears can be the judge of this section. Now, since we just talked about noise canceling and transparency though, there is something that has to do with this that I never really talk about in my videos, but let's talk about it right now. The feature I'm talking about is in the Sony Headphones app, and it's called Adaptive Noise Canceling. Now, this is supposed to make the decision for you and automatically switch between noise canceling and transparency seamlessly, depending on what you're doing and other things. And that sounds cool and all. Me, I just don't trust that feature. I mean, I might be standing and one noise canceling, or sitting and one transparency, and then 2 seconds later, one noise canceling. Basically, the mode I want isn't dependent on any specific thing I'm doing. I think speak to chat is a much better, seamless, and automatic extra feature. But we'll talk about extra features later. I just thought I'd mention it for now. That's about it for microphones though. I think now you've heard enough to decide how good these sound to you. So now let's talk about another make or break category, how these guys fit, feel, and work in the real world, aka seamlessness. First, as far as fit goes, they fit pretty well. They're not gonna fall out of your ears easily. See, they can be a little bit hard to put on though. Well, not hard, but you can't put it in your ears like this. You've got to take a couple seconds to really make sure it's in right. This isn't a big deal though. This is something you're gonna get used to, but when you do have it in right, it's gonna fit in decently deep. Not so deep and tight so it's uncomfortable, but deep enough for you to notice it's in your ears. What I mean is, it's not like those earbuds that give you the sensation that you have nothing on your ears and you can just go through your day and even forget you have them on. With these, sure, they're not gonna be uncomfortable, but with the way they fit, their presence won't be forgotten. It's pretty clear you have earbuds in your ears. And sometimes, after having them on for a long time, I'm talking hours and hours, your ears can just get a bit tired. Like you might just want to take them out to let your ears breathe or to itch the inside of your ears. With all this being said though, even though I wouldn't say the XM4s are the most comfortable earbuds out there, they're not uncomfortable either. They never made my ears hurt, and I have no problems with them when it comes to comfort. Well, that's actually a lie. They're not quite comfortable when laying down directly on them. They already fit deep in your ears, and since there's a decent bit of the earbuds on the outside, not in your ears, putting your weight on the earbuds just tries to push them into your ears even more. So things can get uncomfortable here, and even when they aren't quite uncomfortable, you'll be really feeling them inside your ears, and that's not the best feeling. Also, with the way they're designed as well, with a touchpad control system, laying on your side can and will often trigger touches, and it will interfere with whatever you're listening to. Also, the touchpad control system isn't the best kind of control system in my opinion. Apart from accidental taps when lying down, there's also accidental taps from sweat and moisture, and you don't want to get sweat or moisture on the touchpad. It's not going to damage the earbuds or anything. You know, these are water resistant. We'll talk about that later, but you won't be able to use the touchpad yourself. Barely any taps will register until you clean and dry off the moisture. Also, if you try to triple tap to go to the previous song or double tap to skip to the next song, it won't always work. No, actually it will, and it is pretty consistent, but I've gotten used to it now. When you get it for the first time, you're probably gonna miss the middle of the touchpad at times when you try to make multiple touches. It all comes down to the way the earbuds are designed and the touchpad system they use. I will talk about design right now actually, in a couple seconds, but all in all, when it comes to seamlessness, I don't have too many complaints that I haven't already rendered useless by getting used to them, like I said with the tapping and everything. But the earbuds out there that don't have anything that you need to get used to in the first place. So even though they work pretty well, the XM4s are not one of the best earbuds out there when it comes to seamlessness. So that's that, okay? Now let's talk about design. With the XM4s, each earbud is made of this soft touch plastic all around. It feels pretty premium. I mean, it's plastic. I'm pretty sure it's plastic, but I can't think of one earbud out there right now that's not made of plastic. Also, I can't think of one earbud out there that feels quite like this. Like, it doesn't feel like this or this. It feels more like the carbon fiber-ish material on Dell laptops or the touchpad area of Sony Flagship headphones. I really like it actually. Now, as far as its form factor, it is small and compact, but compared to the real small and compact earbuds out there, it's a bit bulky, just a bit. It's not that big a deal though, because this is how it is in ear. Not bad. And this is how it is in the case and in your pocket. Doesn't take up a lot of space, it's not a big deal. Also, something I like about these guys is that they look pretty good in my opinion. I'm talking in this color specifically. Can't really go wrong with black and gold or rose gold-ish. You can get them in white or cream though, but black looks better to me, both in hand and on ear as well. It really blends in and goes with whatever you want to wear. Formal, informal, sporty, basically whatever. Now, as far as the other part of the design, I'm talking the case. Well, it's also made of plastic, but it feels pretty cheap and hollow. Kind of like this, but even more hollow actually. I don't really care much about how earbud cases feel though, as long as they're small and compact enough and carry enough battery, which these guys don't actually. But we'll talk about battery life later. All in all though, when it comes to design, as far as the stuff I actually care about, which is mainly the earbuds themselves, I think these guys are pretty good looking. They're definitely one of my favorite looking earbuds out right now, but then again, I like all black and dark looking earbuds. So also, design is a subjective category as well. So you have your eyes, and I'm sure you already have your opinion of the aesthetics of these guys. If you don't, you can use mine. I don't mind, okay? But yeah, that's that when it comes to design. Now, let's talk about the bonus stuff you get with the XM4s. I'm talking extra features. As far as the extra features you get with the XM4s, well, you get quite a bit actually. You can check them all out in the Sony Headphones app. First, under noise cancelling, you have automatic wind reduction. I don't think this does much extra though, but then again, I've only tested this with a fan and I haven't been in a proper windy scenario yet. Next, we have EQ settings, which we've already talked about. And then we have a cool one actually, 360 audio. Now, this one can be very, very cool. If you watch my other videos, you already know. It's basically exceptional 3D sound with your music when it's at its best, but it's also inconsistent and it's kind of trash at its worst and it's mediocre in between. And you also have to pay to use it with certain apps. And even then, there are only a few songs worth listening to and it still might not be songs you really like. But all in all though, yeah, 360 audio isn't quite there yet, but it does have potential. Now, as far as the other extra features, the XM4s also have speak to chat. Now, this one's a real battery drainer though, but it works pretty well and it's pretty self-explanatory. I find it's real sensitive to any sound you might make though, so you can't be humming your music while you have this feature on, because it's gonna think you're speaking and it's gonna put you in transparency mode for you to chat, you know? Anyways, another extra feature we're talking about is one that we're already used to, but it's still nice to have included, and I'm talking about water resistance. The XM4s are rated IPX4, and that's the rating you can basically expect with most earbuds out right now. It's not the absolute best rating out there though. You know, the Galaxy Bud Pros have an IPX7 rating, lighting, I believe. And that means it can survive in even wetter conditions with water and everything. But the IPX4 and the WF-1000XM4 is still pretty good. Now, all these extra features are good and all, but they're also kind of bad in the fact that they affect battery life negatively as well, like I've said before. With the WF-1000XM4s though, you don't really have to worry about battery life too much, because they have one of the longest lasting batteries on earbuds out right now. Without speak to chat active or using other extra features, but with just listening to music non-stop with noise cancelling on, the XM4s last about 7, sometimes close to 8 hours before you need to charge them again. With some extra features though, especially speak to chat specifically, you should expect less than this, depending on how much you're making use of the features. Still though, this is very, very good for earbuds. Other earbuds like the AirPod Pros and the Galaxy Bud Pros last about 4 to 5 hours before they die. The WF-1000XM4s have just about the best battery life I've experienced with earbuds, and when it comes to battery, they're on the level of the absolute best out there. Now that's when it comes to the earbuds specifically though. If we take those out of the picture and only focus on the case, then we'll see that the case is not the absolute best battery wise. If you have the case at 100% battery and you have the earbuds at about 0% and you put them in the case to charge, then when the earbuds are full, the case will be at about 60%. That means it uses about 40% to fill up the earbuds. And that means you can only fill up the XM4 earbuds twice. And the third time, they get to like 50% before your case is gonna die. Now, this isn't very good at all. The AirPod Pro's case, for comparison, can fill up the AirPod Pro earbuds 5 times and still have a bit of battery to spare. But then again, the XM4 earbuds do hold a lot more battery, right? And that might require a good amount more G's for the case, so it kind of makes sense. But still, just 2.5 charges, that's not very good. And you're gonna need to charge the case frequently. Now, something that is good about the case though is that it supports wireless charging, and that's pretty good, I guess. Not all earbud cases do this. But yeah, all in all, when it comes to battery life, it's a bit of a mixed bag with the XM4s. The earbuds themselves are one of, if not the best when it comes to battery life, but the case doesn't support them extremely well and kind of nerfs and balances out the entire package, sort of. So things aren't extremely clear here. But overall, throughout this video, you've heard me say that the XM4s are the best at this, and are very good at this, and are very great at that, and are just one of the best in almost every single category here. So you probably know that these are very, very, very good earbuds by now, right? But the question is, are they the absolute best though? Because you know, that's what Sony is aiming for. So are they? Well, to be honest, I'm not exactly sure, because I have one pair of earbuds in mind that I'm not sure the Sonys can actually beat. But if they can't beat those earbuds though, and they can't be number 1, then they have to be number 2. It's either one or the other, because these guys are very, very, very good overall, and are one of the absolute best earbuds out there, if not the best. So yeah, that's it folks. Let me know what you think about these guys in the comment section below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see some more, and see you soon, okay? Bye-bye.